Today's video will be a short one. I just want to provide you a checklist for the evaluation question, which is paper 2, question 1. It is the directed writing question. You need to write either a letter, article, or a speech. You will be asked to evaluate, so I will be explaining that. I have already made lots of videos on this particular question, which is question 1 in paper 2. This is for speech writing. This one is for magazine writing. I also have one for letter writing. And in this video, I have provided planners on how to write all 3 types of directed writing. It will make your writing task a lot easier, especially if you don't know how to start. I would suggest that you go to this video and get the planners. I will put as many links up here as I can. I think I'm only allowed 5. And this is the ultimate video where I have put all my evaluation videos on this one video. It's a very long one, but it includes everything. So all lessons in one video. So if you haven't watched any of my videos and you don't want to waste time looking for them, this is the one to look for. If this is your first time here, welcome to English Step by Step. My name is Miss Wee. I make videos for first and second language, IGCSE English, for Cambridge, and now for Edexcel as well. In my videos, if you have watched them, you will find this familiar. So the steps are: step 1, read the titles and blurbs of both the texts. Don't read the passages yet. Step 2 is to read the question and maybe underline, because in the exam you're not allowed to bring highlighters. Underline just the key words. And this part is important. Pay attention to the genre or the form. Is it a letter that you are supposed to write? Is it a magazine article, or is it a speech? And then read the text, both of them, and underline the points that you want to use in your writing. Step 4, it says to group similar points together and synthesize them. I will be talking about this again later. Synthesize means to put them together and use them as a group. Merge the points. And then choose 2 groups of points. Notice that I say 2 groups, not 2 points, because you have merged them and synthesized them. So choose 2 groups of points from each text or each side of the argument. So you should try to have points from both texts and both sides of the argument. And then in my other videos, I have taught students how to draw and fill in a table. You can go to those videos to have a look at this. I won't show it here. And then write 6 paragraphs. So you should have introduction and conclusion, of course, in the specified genre or form, whether it's letter, speech, or magazine article. And 4 evaluative paragraphs in between, 2 for and 2 against, or rather, the 2 that are against are actually counter arguments, and you need to provide refutation. Again, if you don't know what this means, I have videos on that. Last step is to check your work. I'm going to go straight into the checklist. This video will not teach you how to write the 3 genres because they are already done in previous videos. Please go and watch them if you haven't done so. So the first point is to extract points from both texts. Sorry, there should be an S here. And both sides of the argument. Don't ignore the text or the side that you don't quite agree with. And then you need to synthesize and assimilate wherever possible. So I've mentioned this before, you join and merge points. Assimilate is to use the points for your argument, to make the points your own. Number 2 is to make sure to evaluate. The question specifically asks you to evaluate, so please make sure that you do so. So evaluate means to explain why you agree or disagree with the points from the passage. Again, I have a lot of videos on evaluation if you still don't get it. Number 3 is to answer the question by providing your suggestions, solutions, or judgment. So if the question asks you what to consider when doing extreme sports, don't just say that extreme sports is good or extreme sports is bad. Make some suggestions. For example, make sure to follow safety procedures or to wear safety equipment, and some solutions as well, such as to have the right balance of extreme sports and normal sports. This is of utmost importance. Write in the correct genre or form, whether it's letter, and you should also identify whether it's formal or informal. Again, I have a video on this. Formal is when you are writing to your teacher, your head teacher, your boss. Informal is when you're writing to your friend or your relatives. So make sure you're writing in the right form, whether it's letter, magazine article, or speech. There will only be 3 in this paper 2. In paper 1, there are 7 different types. Number 5 is to create a convincing voice. In my previous videos, I only have PAT, which is purpose, audience, and tone. But I've decided to include perspective as well. I will explain what that means. So now we have PPAT, if you can remember this. So do make your purpose clear. Are you writing to persuade parents to allow their children to go on exchange programs? Or is your purpose to discourage the idea of exchange program? Perspective is who you are. Are you writing from the perspective of a student? Are you writing from the perspective of a parent? Are you writing from the perspective of a teacher? So perspective is important because how you write will be very different. If you are a teenager, you would write very differently from a teacher. And then you have audience. Audience is the A here. Are you writing a letter to your relative or friend? Are you giving a speech to professionals? So whoever your audience is will affect the language you use and also the tone. So the tone can be formal or informal. It can be encouraging. It can be disappointment. Tone is related to your feelings. So you could be angry, excited, sorry about something. Now, next, please be specific. If the question says write to your relative, so do say, Dear Uncle Harold, Dear Aunt Sarah. Don't just say, Dear relative. And if the question says that your relative is moving to another country, be specific and say that I've heard that you are moving to Italy. I've heard that you are moving to Japan. Don't say I've heard that you're moving to another country and you should learn the language of that country. So being specific helps you to create a convincing voice as well. These are things that I've touched upon in my other videos, so I won't go into too much detail here. If possible, use a right forest technique. This is a persuasive technique, and this is an acronym. So it's basically repetition, imperative, pronouns, exaggeration, facts, opinion, rhetorical question, emotive language, statistics, and triplets. If you haven't heard of this before, do search for my video on this. It's also important to use advanced vocabulary and complex sentence structures, especially if you are aiming for an A. If you look at the mark scheme, which I have gone through in my previous videos, you will see that in order to get the highest marks, you will need these. That's all I have for now. If you have found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Please also check out my other videos. Thank you very much for watching and see you in my next video.